Hey guys, so if you watched last lesson, we discussed reading a clock going to the 30s or half hours, as well as the o'clocks or the 0 minutes. Now, today we're going to discuss going to the quarter after or quarter till, 15, like 3:15 or 2:45. So how does that look on our clock? Well, the first thing I like to draw is my minutes hand. So if I have my minutes hand and it's pointing to the 15, it's not going to be exactly on an hour because it's not exactly 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. It's something 15. It's not as much as halfway to the 30. So let's say my minutes was pointing to the 30. Remember, I'm drawing a line halfway between 2 and 3, and that would read 2:30. That should be a little shorter, but there you go. Now, if this was not pointing to the 30, and it was pointing to the 15, and I'm drawing my line, it has to be halfway between the halfway. Well, if that's halfway, it has to be a little less than that. So it's not pointing exactly at the 2, but slightly after the 2. So we would read this time as 15 minutes, and then the hour is what is it between? It's between 2 and 3, so it's 2:15, okay? And we're gonna do that for our entire worksheet. Now, that gives us the help for the 15. The 30, on the other hand, the 45, I mean, if my long hand, my big hand, is pointing to the 45, it's going to be closer to the next hour. It's going to almost look like the small hand is pointing to the next hour, even though it belongs to the one before. For example, here. Do you see how it's almost at the 8? It's almost pointing towards the 8. If I were to continue this line, it goes right before the 8, okay? So this tells us it's almost 8 o'clock. It's 45 minutes, but what hour am I in if it's almost 8 o'clock? It's 7. It's 7:45. So we don't draw these little dashes here. We're just going to draw those larger hands to point towards the 45 or the 15 first. So let's try to read this clock. I'm going to draw a clock, and I want you to read it with me. The big hand faces the 6, and the small hand is halfway between 2 and 3. Can anybody tell me what time it is here? Well, I like to always write my big hand first, so it's been 30 minutes, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes. And it's halfway between 2 and 3. So is it 3 o'clock yet? No, it's still 2. So it's 2:30. Okay? Now, that was problem 1 on the worksheet we're doing together. Now, I'm going to jump over to problem 5. Okay, so problem 5, which is the first one we have a non-half or non-full hour, has the big hand facing the 9, and the small hand is pointing almost at the 1. So in this case, just like before, I want to write my minutes first, okay? So it's something 45. And as I said, it's almost 1 o'clock. So if it's not 1 o'clock yet, well, what's before 1? 12. It's 12:45. Let's do one more just in case. Let's go to number 6. So let's erase. Now I'm going to have my big hand at the 3, and my small hand is slightly after the 9. So what minutes am I at? If you don't know yet, you can still count 5, 10, 15. And I'm slightly after the 9 and not yet at 10, meaning it is 9:15. That's it. That's your lesson for today. The next lesson we're going to be writing clocks. I know we did it a little bit this earlier in this lesson, but we're going to work on it again next time. See you next time. Bye.